Whoa.
Oh, wow. They cut it. So that is probably one of the most controversial Doctor Who cliffhangers
Is it?
of all time. Well, hello and welcome to the Shallow Proclamation. My name is Paul, and as always, I'm joined by...
Thomas. Hi.
Hello, and we are about to dive into episode 3 of The Deadly Assassin,
Yes.
where we left off with the Doctor trapped in the points of a railway with a train thundering towards him.
Yeah, it was quite a cliffhanger, wasn't it?
It was. We didn't really talk about that at the end of the last one, but it is a great cliffhanger.
I don't know how he's going to get his foot out of this point system.
I'm pretty sure this must be reused outfits from Genesis of the Daleks.
Yeah.
We had this kind of thing, didn't we, at the start of Genesis of the Daleks?
It's very true.
I like how, like it does just go from the quarry to just suddenly they're in a sort of a wooded area, The idea that reality... It's like it being in a dream, isn't it?
It is. Yes. Nice use of smoke for the dust effect. That would really hurt, wouldn't it?
Some lovely outdoor shooting. I wonder where this was filmed. Like, obviously there's a real train lines, real train track somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to do you some damage though, isn't it?
What happened there?
It's an illusion.
Ah.
Dreams. I am the creator here.
I love that.
There is no escape for you.
Oh, that's scary. It's like Pennywise.
Yeah, yeah.
Hiya, Georgie. This is nice and trippy, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Even though it's sort of just the British countryside, the way they've cut it together and the little effects are nicely unnerving.
Like, they must have actually shot this. This can't be stock footage because he was just in the shot with it, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's a good point.
So a little bit north by northwest, is it?
Yeah, I was just going to say, the crop duster sequence. Yeah, this is nicely tense. No music.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually quite striking, isn't it? Works well not to have anything behind it.
Yeah. This is working really well. It's kind of just quite simple Doctor on the run concept, isn't it?
That's a great shot.
Yeah. I like we can't see this dude's face.
Some really genius ideas in this.
Yeah. Not much dialogue as well. It's all quite
That's true, yeah.
show don't tell, isn't it? It's nice.
Poisoned.
Yeah, that was a smart move, actually.
Yeah. It's funny, is that you can't really imagine sort of like a David Tennant doing something like this.
Yeah.
Or a Matt Smith. Or a Shooty or a Jodie. Maybe not even a Capaldi, I don't know.
That's a good point.
He's been in almost 4 minutes. How long can a living man exist in there?
No data available.
It's crazy that's all been 4 minutes.
Collapse now.
Yeah,
I like that, the sense that time passes differently.
Carbon dioxide
that is a nice idea.
lasts much longer.
Whoa. It's a good little fight, actually.
It's pretty well done.
Finished. You're finished.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. They cut it. So that is probably one of the most controversial Doctor Who cliffhangers
Is it?
of all time. Because the final shot, and on my video, I've got the final shot is actually the Doctor under the water, like a freeze frame of him like submerged,
Oh.
like him like drowning.
Gosh.
And I'm surprised it's been cut from this. It's in my notes here it says it became infamous. It caught the attention of media watchdog Mary Whitehouse and led to her lambasting the show. Because of intense negative reactions from the public, Philip Hinchcliffe was replaced as producer the following season.
Wow.
And the BBC wiped the offending cliffhanger from the master 625 line PAL videotape.
The master.
Yeah. However, off-air U-matic videotape recordings of the uncensored broadcast were still left intact, and it was from these that the footage of the infamous cliffhanger was sourced when the scene was restored on home media releases. So, on the one on my VHS, the final scene is the Doctor drowning, and I'm amazed it's been cut from the iPlayer version. That seems crazy.
Yeah, so that one shot caused that amount of controversy.
Yeah, like, and obviously it led to Philip Hinchcliffe like having to, leave and be replaced. Um,
Gosh.
it says that apparently Tom Baker was quite scared of drowning.
Oh, okay.
They filmed the actual scene in a swimming pool
Right.
because the water was too murky. But apparently Tom Baker was really worried about this like final cliffhanger, that it would be too scary for people. And he ran. And I'd heard this story before that the day it was shown, he randomly knocked on the door of some family and just went in and watched it with them
Really?
so he could ask them what they thought about it.
That's incredible.
You imagine just some kid sitting at home and the Doctor turns up on your doorstep and sits down to watch Doctor Who with you. Like,
Oh my goodness, that's
it's
hilarious.
nuts, isn't it?
That's the stuff of legend.
We should look it up on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's-
can we? I feel
must
a
be-
bit
there
morbid
must be
asking to see this frame, but I am kind of intrigued.
I'm amazed that it's cut though, because now I don't think you would think anything of it. But I know Mary Whitehouse, who sort of complained about it in particular. She said, you had this image of she says, you're left with the image of Doctor Who drowning, and that's in the mind of children for a whole week.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pretty bleak way to go for a week, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm amazed though that it's been cut.
The censored version. That's edited as well.
See if maybe it's that. Yeah, it's a strangulation
Yeah.
clip.
Yeah, here we go.
I bet that was a very cold scene to film.
Yeah.
Finished. You're finished.
Like literally that. Like
That's all it was. And
that's
that
literally
caused
it.
that
A few seconds, literally a second or two, him bobbing in the water, like submerged. Um,
wow. I mean, it's striking, and
it
but
is, yeah.
yeah, I'm surprised it caused that much controversy.
I mean, I guess you've got to say like it's that kind of it's tea time TV as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
So although
that's
I
true.
I both get it and don't get it, like you say, it is striking. There is something sort of quite visceral about
Mm,
that
yeah,
portrayal. And of course, it's something. It's not like some. It's clearly something that could happen. It's a world. It's realistic to our
right.
world. So I can kind of see some of it. I
It's
don't think it
almost too
deserves.
close to the bone. Yeah,
No, I don't think it deserves the reaction it has got. But and I certainly am surprised to see the iPlayer version having that cut. I presume. I mean, often on iPlayer, you've got the impression that they've just thrown some of these episodes on. There was a couple of episodes we watched, didn't we, where we said like they didn't look great,
right.
and you wonder
Yes.
whether then they haven't put on the restored versions to iPlayer. They've just thrown on whatever they found. And even when we started watching episode 1 of this, I thought the quality looked a bit kind of fuzzy in comparison to some ones we've watched. So maybe this was a. I don't know what's on the DVD, but I know like I say, on my VHS tape, that scene was certainly there. So
Yeah, wow, that's a fascinating little detail. I mean, I feel a bit thick, but because I was like, which one's the master? And it is the skeletal creature,
yeah,
which surprised me because I was kind of like, Is this the? Because at first I was thinking, oh, surely the one who's in the simulation with the Doctor is the Master, but then it's like, no, the Master is kind of presiding over this, and then it's like, oh no, the skeletal creature is the Master. So is that his actual face? Is he going to get that restored? Is it a mask? It's obviously you know, but I'm just kind of like, this is a surprising look for the Master. It's very, yeah, very kind of Hammer horror esque,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No, I mean that is kind of what he looks like here, you know. It isn't,
Wow.
I mean it's not a mask, but there's actually a kind of a slightly weird story behind it in the sense of not an official story, but like so there's an Eighth Doctor novel where like Paul McGann's Doctor goes back to visit Susan in after the Dalek invasion of Earth.
Right.
And it's like however many years later, and it's, you know, and obviously it's interesting because her husband's obviously got old, but she's not aged at all, so she wears prosthetics to, like, you know, give the impression she's aged and things. But it's a story that has Daleks in, but it also has the Roger Delgado Master.
Oh,
And
interesting.
actually, near the end of the story, that the Master and Susan and this like end up on a different planet, and it's actually Susan that causes the Master to be sort of disfigured
Huh.
through like some kind of weapon that's used.
That's
Which obviously
interesting.
is obviously this that was written like sort of 20 years later after this, you know, 22, 23 years after this story. So it's a sort of you know, it's been retroactively in there. And I think there's another version as well of it, you know, so there's not like an official thing, but in my head that's the reason the Master looks the way he looks.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bold choice, isn't it? Because yeah, it's very different, obviously. Because you could sort of imagine they just cast another kind of suave actor.
Mm,
The challenge with that is everyone would be thinking it's not Delgado.
mm,
Unless you kind of went, you almost have to treat it as like recasting the Doctor in a sense. You've got to find
yeah.
someone who's kind of going to bring something new to the role, but also kind of feels in line with, oh yeah, you just kind of go, that's the Master sort of thing. Yeah, it's almost that important a character in the show. So the fact that they've gone for this, yeah, you can't imagine the Doctor bantering with this guy. Let's face it, as it's going to be a bit awkward when they talk face to face, just because of the nature of his disfigured, kind of skeletal appearance and ability to speak. But it's quite chilling, isn't it? The whole
Mm.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, apparently in the original design, there were supposed to be tubes in the mask that showed like fluid moving around it.
Oh,
But apparently they just said that it wasn't visible under the studio lights, so they abandoned it. But
right.
so it could have been even more sort of horrific. But I mean, it's a great look, isn't it? The sort of because it looks very wet as well.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like
like it's been corroded with acid or something.
it's yeah, like that. It looks very raw. Like if you keep
Yeah.
picking, it'll never heal. Like,
That's what happens if you pick your spots, kids. I
but
swear
I
every
mean,
time I have a Domino's pizza, I can feel about 10 spots appearing the
just
morning after.
erupting straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. But no, I mean that was a great episode though. Again, and you know you know you pointed out, didn't you? Like there's very little dialogue through a lot of
Mm,
it. It really just creates suspense, very much as you said, show don't tell. Um,
yeah. And I wonder if the North by Northwest, I wonder if that was a little homage.
Surely it must be deliberate. I would
Yeah.
have thought. Like it's such an iconic visual. But yeah, again, I'm surprised. You know, again as a kid, I wouldn't really have thought about it. But looking at those shots, you kind of think, well, there is the shot of the plane flying over the Doctor. Um, you know, I'd be interested to know. People must know in the comments. They must have filmed that themselves. You know, that's not a
Hmm.
piece of stock footage they just got of that kind of plane. I mean, whether the rest of it is, I don't know. But then
That
I don't.
shot certainly had
That
to
shot
be,
certainly has to be
unless it was
done.
a really good CSO, but you would have been
Yeah, I mean,
able
I
to
don't think it
tell,
was
wouldn't you?
that. It would have been that good, but yeah. So that's quite quite cool, really. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and all this stuff with the like the blow darts and the poison and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and then that final cliffhanger is a great cliffhanger, albeit slightly cut here. Um,
Yeah.
You know.
The showdown with Goth.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Bernard Horsfall doing his thing again in Doctor Who. It's funny, he's one of those actors who because he's in all, I think, these four stories in total. For me, he's quite recognizable. You know,
Right.
um, just I think as well, probably because when I was a kid and we videoed stuff off the telly, The Mind Robber was one of them, and Planet of the Daleks was another one. So he was in two of the small number we had. So
So
that's
you
probably
watched
why he
those quite a few
registers.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Interesting. Yeah, and when you said it, I was like, yeah, I've definitely seen this guy before. But, yeah.
saying that, like, um, I just think about Bernard Horsfall. I thought there was like some weird link to him about one of his kids or something, but maybe I'm just making that up.
Hmm.
I don't know. No, maybe not.
Let us know if it comes back to you.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he passed. Yeah, and like I said, everyone in this, I mean, he passed away. Just looking here, I just looked him up. Passed away 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said in the previous story, like a previous episode, crazy to think that every person in this story, apart from Tom Baker, is no longer with us. And of course, Tom Baker himself is sort of 92, 93.
Yeah. It's
Really.
incredible, isn't it?
And when you see Tom Baker now, I don't know if you've seen him recently. I mean, he looks very frail, doesn't he? And old.
Yes.
He's lost a lot of weight since the 50th anniversary. I know that was sort of 13 years ago now, but he was still quite robust in
Yeah.
the Day of the Doctor, whereas he's sort of definitely heading nearly time for regeneration.
Yeah. Oh my
So
goodness, the 50th anniversary was 13 years ago.
I
Is
know,
that right?
mate. Like
That's insane.
just nuts.
That feels very
Like
recent to me.
I mean, it feels strange to me because two of my children weren't even born then,
Well,
but I feel in my head like they should have been.
yeah,
That
that's insane.
is crazy. Yeah, man. Right. But yeah, so I mean, it's so far. I mean, I don't know how you're finding it, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a great story, and I think
Really strong.
particularly,
Yeah.
yeah, the mix of sort of we've gone from Gallifrey to this completely juxtaposed environment being inside this Matrix sort of simulation. Um, just really kind of changes things up a bit, doesn't it? It's a bit like when you talk about your old style six-parters, and you think sometimes when you get to episode 4, it changes, or in the Seeds of Doom, wasn't it? After the Antarctic in the first two, we end up somewhere else. So it feels a
Yeah.
bit like that, but with a four-parter. They've just suddenly mixed it up somehow, and it works really well. And like I said, it's really cool the idea that he says like he's been in there 4 minutes, and you're like, oh, only 4 minutes. Like the
Yeah.
idea it doesn't, the time's not moving the same. That's pretty. It's like Narnia. Like,
Yeah. No, brilliant. Brilliant stuff.
very solid.
Yeah. Oh, I'm intrigued to see where this goes. Yeah, we've got one left after this, so
Yeah, just the finale now. So
yeah, we'll see what happens on Gallifrey.
mm.
Guys, let us know what you're making of this. Let us know what you made of that most controversial cliffhanger ever in the unedited version. And yeah, do subscribe. Do check out Patreon for the full commentary tracks and Discord for more chatter. But we will see you soon.
Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye.